What's up, y'all? It's DJ Brian, and you're listening to The Drive-In on TBS efm 101.3. How's everyone dealing with this cold weather? To be honest, actually, it's not that cold today, but the past few days it's been cold, and I actually got a little sick last night from the cold weather, and I didn't want to go out. I had a little stomach virus because of cold weather, but I'm feeling better right now because I'm here in the studio, happy to be here because you guys are like my natural medication, or I guess like a cold medicine to me, you know? I don't need any cold medicine because I got you guys to listen in right now. And as you guys know, that a lot of people are saying it's one of the coldest winters here in Korea. Even after 57 years, it hasn't been a cold weather like these days. And I'm scared because that just means each year it's going to get colder and colder and colder. And everyone's going to say the same thing. It's the coldest winter ever. Has anyone ever said, this is actually a warm winter? No, it's going to get colder and colder and colder. It even got to negative 11 degrees yesterday. Or last night, yes. That's cold. I just want to make sure you guys don't get sick. Watch out for colds. Take your medicine if you can. Vitamin C, extra vitamin C, and a lot of fluids. And the one thing I want to state also is today's date. It's 12/12/12, 2012, December 12th, which means it's going to be the last date-wise to have the same digits in three, I guess, sections. The year, the month, and the day. 12/12/12. Because next year, 2013, we don't have a 13th month. So celebrate this day, you know, however you can. Maybe it's a lucky day for everyone. And earlier I said to keep warm. And you know, nothing keeps you warm better than us here at the TBS efm Drive-In. And we got something better for you guys right now. A song that has to do with keeping you warm. This is Through the Fire from the 1986 film Top Gun, which starred Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer. Check it out. Once again, that was Through the Fire by Larry Green from the Top Gun original soundtrack. And you're listening to the Drive-In right now at TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and the surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju, and in 93.7 in Yeosu. I'm your host, Brian, and we love listening to our listeners. It could be through the internet, it could be through the phone. So this is how you can get in contact with us. Simply give us a call at the studio at 02-778-1013. Send us a text at sharp 1013 for a charge of 51, or send us an email at efmdrivein@gmail.com, or simply just tweet us away at efmdrivein. That's at efmdrivein. Leave long messages, short messages, but mostly song requests must be from a movie or a TV show. You can't just play any pop track that you like or Christmas track that you like. They must have been in a TV show or movie. It doesn't have to be on the soundtrack, but if it was played in the show or movie, we'll play it here for you guys. Right now I want to read some tweets from fans all over the world because we have beautiful fans. We have one from Priscilla. She said, "Good morning, Brian. Feels good to be able to tune in today. Happy 12/12/12. Thank you very much." It's weird saying 12/12/12. I'm not sure if it's a lucky number or an evil number, but the fact that we have repeating numbers in the date like that, it's kind of a little creepy in a good and bad way at the same time. Hope only good things happen to you guys. Brian Canada said, "Happy 12/12/12. You stay warm and load up on vitamin C, fluids, etc. Take your own advice." Yes. A funny thing about people in life, they give advice, but they never take their own good advice. And I'm going to start doing that today. I'm going to take a lot of vitamin C pills, cough drops, whatever I can do to keep myself from getting sick. Also, Ebony wrote, "Hey, Brian, and to every person in the studio, how are you all? Please don't get sick, Brian." Too late. I just told you I slowly came down with something last night. But I hope you guys don't get sick. That's very important. To me, it's to listeners. All you guys at home, in the cars, in the subways, listening in right now in your offices, please don't get sick because we want you to be able to actually touch the radio, turn it on, and listen to us every day. And with that said, now it's time for the scene of the day. And it's time to go old school again with Scene of the Day. And I'm talking about something you probably had to be born back in the 1960s to really remember. And today's scene comes from yet another TV Christmas special, which aired for the first time in 1974 and was called The Year Without Santa Claus. Aww, that's a sad title. And it was a stop-motion film made by the Rankin and Bass. And they were famous for several stop-motion films, such as The Little Drummer Boy, Rudolph, Frosty the Snowman, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. But what's The Year Without Santa Claus really about? I mean, honestly, how can there not be a Santa Claus during Christmas? That makes no sense, because without him, there'd be no sleigh, he can't get on, no presents on the sleigh, no kids would get any presents. Oh no! So let's take a listen and find out what's up with Santa. Alright, just by listening to that scene, you know what's going on. Santa is sick, like me. But unlike Santa Claus, I'm here at the studio. Santa Claus can't just take the year off. It wouldn't be fair. So the doctor, Dr. Bobbins, actually comes in and advises him not to go on a sleigh that year because he's sick. And the doctor also says nobody really cares about Santa Claus at the true meeting. That ain't true. Everybody loves Christmas. Who doesn't love Christmas? It's my favorite time of the year. I don't agree with this whole scene. I mean, I love this movie. I love the Christmas story idea that they're going for, but I don't like the idea that they want to say that nobody cares about Christmas anymore. Everyone loves Christmas. Anyway, Santa takes that year off, and he asks his elves to take his place by, going around the world and giving out gifts. But they also lose a reindeer in Southern California, and it gets impounded by the police. And the police chief says that the elves can get their reindeer back only if they can make it snow in SoCal. So the elves then need to visit Mr. Snow Miser, who controls all the cold weather and makes the world, snow, cold, whatever you call it. The Snow Miser agrees, but they also know that SoCal is the territory of his brother, Heat Miser. And now this whole thing gets all out of hand because you have to compromise with Heat Miser to let the heat go down, so it can get cold enough so it snows and whatnot. Anyway, let's listen to the famous song from the show or movie, and here's Snow Miser and Heat Miser from the Year Without Santa Claus Christmas special. Once again, that was Snow Miser and Heat Miser from the Year Without a Santa Claus special. And right now, I just want to let you guys know what's going on today's show. It's Wednesday, so today we're going to talk about another great musical, because it's Musical Wednesdays. But before that, we're going to have Eugene join me in the studio for another edition of Behind the Screen. So stick around for that. That's going to be right after intermission. So don't change your radio station to anything else but here. Right now, I want to talk about a song request right now. And this comes from the film I Am Sam. Great film, which we talked about once before, but the film came out in 2001 and starred Sean Penn and Michelle Pfeiffer. Well, Sean Penn is a very versatile actor, in my own opinion. He does great acting in many diverse types of films. He plays serious roles, he plays comedic roles, he can play, anything pretty much. He's like a chameleon when it comes to acting. And it's really hard for actors to, make that transition with acting. And in this film, Sean Penn played a man with a mental disability. That's kind of hard to do because you don't want to, get off the wrong foot and, have people say bad messages about you. But he truly plays the part so well, it looks natural. And he doesn't make anyone look bad or anything. But he also brings out the character so well. And the character he plays, obviously, is Sam. And the next song is actually from the movie. This is requested by Kiyomi, and this is Rufus Wainwright with Across the Universe from the I Am Sam original soundtrack. Once again, that was Rufus Wainwright with Across the Universe from the I Am Sam original soundtrack, requested by Kiyomi. And right now, I want to read some more tweets before I go on to the next song. This is from Ria Pascasio. So we're not playing. And happy Wednesday to the listeners. Yes, listeners, thank you. Thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. 12, 12, 12. I'm going to repeat that over and over again. We also have one from BFF Jaywalkers Asiatic. LOL, Snow Miser. My mom has a little animated Snow Miser toy she puts out for Christmas every year. That's cute. It brings back the old days. Yes. Alrighty, well, that's enough for the tweets for now. We're going to go into the next requests, and this is requested by 3662. He requested a song from the 2000 film Gladiator, which starred Russell Crowe. And this is Now We Are Free by Jerry Goldsmith from the Gladiator original soundtrack. Check it out. Beyond the Screen with Eugene
and his main man, Brian. How you like that one? You like that one? I got you, see?
Oh my gosh, no, I saw you write it on the script earlier, and I was thinking, and his main, Brian, I was like, well, just changed my name completely.
I was trying to rhyme all four of them, but I was like, I don't need to rhyme the second part, so it's all good.
Like main, Brian.
Well, I mean, you got Behind the Screen with Eugene and the main Brian, but I was like, I can just say the main man, Brian. Right?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's creative, but just to remember.
Oh, come on. You don't like my lyrical skill?
No, it's great, but I'm just saying, just don't ever release their hip-hop album.
No, I won't. No. Don't worry about that. Right. I'm probably worse than Vanilla Ice.
You heard it here first. Eugene
Everlast.
promised on the air that he'll never release an album. There you
Well,
go.
not a hip hop album anyway.
Okay, hip hop album. Yes.
All right, so we got a lot of news today, which this is something we found at the last minute. Do you remember the Olympics this year?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the director of the opening ceremony of the Olympics, you remember who that was?
No, I don't.
Okay, that was Danny Boyle. Okay, he also directed Slumdog Millionaire and 127
Oh,
Hours.
yeah.
So, in England, they asked him, how do you feel about directing the next James Bond movie? And he said, that's something that I wouldn't really want to do, I guess. They asked him in an interview, and his quote was, "Certain people can handle that, and I love watching those kinds of films, but I'm much better with a smaller amount of money and trying to make it go a long way." So that's the thing, some directors, they get all the money from the studio and they make this huge grandiose film, but I mean, in his case, he would rather have a low budget and try to have full control over everything without the studio. You know what I mean?
So it's kind of like a person without that much money that walks into a casino.
Right.
Kind of.
Well, how so? I'm not sure I get the analogy.
Actually, it's like me. One time I went to Las Vegas, and I sat at a blackjack table thinking, I'd never gambled before. Let's try something.
Mm-hmm.
All I had was $5.
Oh, you had $5.
$5 turned into $200. So
on
to
blackjack?
Me, yeah.
Wow.
To me, that's like, small little investment and a big outcome.
Yeah, but what if you could have just lost it all? Did you just bet $5 immediately, or
That's all I had in cash with me.
Wow.
The thing is, the same thing with this. He put a little bit of money into the movie.
Yeah.
And he can make a lot more back.
Right.
Or it could flop.
That was definitely the case with Slumdog Millionaire, also Trainspotting. But, he does have the experience of making a huge movie with a $50 million budget. That was called The Beach. And that was a flop, actually, because, the studio kept telling him, you got to do this, you got to put this in there, you got to put this line in here, put this song in there, and, this plot point has to be in there. And I guess he's the kind of director that can't really work with studio instructions, But actually, I am impressed by your casino story. That's great.
Yeah.
I just wish I had the same luck. I played roulette.
Trust me, that was the first and last time I've ever done it.
Yeah, please.
So.
Gambling can be very addictive for some people. So anyone out there considering going to a career of gambling, please don't do that.
First of all, gambling isn't a career, so that's
it is. It is for some people.
For like people on TV, like those people who are in competitions.
Yeah, professional gamblers, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's too bad. But anyway, speaking of more movie news, did you like Kill Bill?
I loved it.
You loved Kill Bill. So Tarantino.
You didn't like it, did you?
I loved Kill Bill.
I don't know, because you and I always have different opinions on certain movies, so I was afraid you're like, no, so that maybe.
Well, see, one thing about Kill Bill 1 is I saw it for the first time when I was living in Japan. And so, everyone in the audience was Japanese and it had Lucy Liu in there and she's like trying to speak Japanese and they just kept laughing at how terrible both of the actors were at Japanese, especially like Lucy Liu's character, because the character was supposed to have grown up in Tokyo, right? But she still doesn't speak Japanese very well. And it turns out her secretary, who's like French, speaks better Japanese than her,
Okay.
So that was kind of funny. Everyone was laughing at the most inopportune times. It was like, that's not supposed to be funny, but, they were laughing hilariously. And the same thing could be said about another movie. Do you remember Lost in Translation?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people...
Bill Murray, right?
Yeah, Bill Murray. A lot of people overseas, they were like, this is the greatest movie. And then in Japan, I was like, what? Well, I don't get it. And most people there were like that. But anyway, back to Kill Bill. Quentin Tarantino has said in an interview that I don't know if there's ever going to be Kill Bill Volume 3. We'll see. Probably not, though. So he's not definitely saying no, but it seems like he's not going to make Kill Bill 3. And that's a shame, because that's something I was looking forward to.
Wasn't there 3?
No, there's Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2, which they shot at the same time. And in the end of Kill Bill 2, she killed Bill, so...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought that was the third movie.
No, that was the second one.
And thanks for ruining the ending for everybody who's listening right now.
Oh, come on. The movie's called Kill Bill.
Guys, that's Eugene's fault. I wouldn't do that to you guys because I love you guys.
Okay, but I mean, if they were going to make a Kill Bill 3, the plot would probably center on, in the very beginning of Kill Bill 1, she killed that little girl's mother. In the very beginning of the movie, with the cereal box and everything, and the fight in the house.
Spoiler again, but yeah.
That's not a spoiler. It's the beginning of the movie. Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Yes.
She kills everybody that she wants to kill in Kill Bill, and that's not a spoiler. I think everybody knows that by now. But yes, it would probably center around the daughter of that woman who wants to get revenge on her. So that's what we were thinking it was going to be about. But instead, it seems like Tarantino is he really wants to just make more original stuff. Like his new recent movie that he's making right now, or that's going to come out on Christmas. It's called Django Unchained. And that one's about an escaped slave who becomes a bounty hunter, and he wants to rescue his wife from a southern plantation in the United States during the Civil War era. So that's pretty interesting. That should be out soon, and I'm looking forward to that. I really like Quentin Tarantino.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. I haven't met a single person who doesn't like him.
He's got a creative, I guess, mind.
Absolutely.
His brain is somebody's brain I want to actually, study.
You want to study his brain?
I want to cut
Is
his
there a
scalp
college
open.
course on
I want to cut his scalp open, take some, little doctor tools and...
Like
Yeah,
they did with Einstein. So except for you want to do it with Tarantino.
Like they did with Einstein, and like they did in one of those, what was that movie with Hannibal Lecter in it?
That would have been
Hannibal
Silence
Lecter.
of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, I'm not sure if it's the third one, but he actually cuts the guy's scalp. And
Yeah. I don't believe I've seen that one, but that's very graphic. What kind of movies do you watch?
Actually, they actually had a mosaic it out for the Korean version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Every time they do things like smoking or blood comes out of people's
But
bodies.
this is gruesome. This is really graphic. You need to go watch it.
Okay,
like
I will try to see that maybe over the weekend, perhaps. All right, the last piece of news we have is that Tom Cruise is coming to Korea next year.
Wow.
Wow.
Didn't he come this year too?
Yes, he's actually the person from Hollywood that comes to Korea the very, very most often, actually.
Everybody was Korea loving.
Okay, so he'll be here. He'll be here in January. This will be his 6th visit, and he's coming to promote the film Jack Reacher.
That's what you think, don't you? He's coming in January. He's coming to say, happy birthday, Brian.
Oh, right. Of course, it's Brian's birthday. Your birthday is actually a day before my dad's birthday, so I'm not going to forget.
Your dad's birthday's the 11th?
Oh, okay. So then it's 4 days before my dad's birthday. My bad.
Good.
Yeah, my dad's birthday is the 14th, but yours is the 10th, obviously. So happy birthday in advance to Brian. Of course, I'll say it on your birthday, too.
Well, we'll have Tom Cruise come in the studio and do it.
Oh, of course.
I hope.
And I'm gonna try to get him if possible. So he's also coming with his co-star Rosamund Pike and the director Christopher McQuarrie. And this film that's coming out soon is going to be about a homicide investigator who probes a case involving a trained military sniper who's shot 5 random victims. That's kind of difficult. The last time he was here was December 2011. He was trying to promote Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Oh, so it wasn't this year.
No, it was December of last year. So it seems like, but Tom Cruise, remember we said before, he's going to have lots of movies in the near future because he went through the recent divorce and he just wants to keep himself occupied with work. So, it would be conceivable that he could be here maybe 2 or 3 times next year because that's how many movies he's coming out.
He should just buy a house.
Buy a house in Korea?
And I'll house sit for him when he's not in Korea.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Where do you think he would live if he were to live here? Would he live in Gangnam?
He'd live in Hannam-dong.
Hannam-dong?
Where those big houses are near me, so I can house sit for him.
Oh, I see.
All right, Tom Cruise, if you're listening right now, Hannam-dong.
Or you're going to sell your house to him, maybe.
Oh, heck no. I love my house. You need to live in that area so I can house sit for you while you're gone. And with that said, we have a song for you guys right now from the Kill Bill original soundtrack, don't we?
Yeah, we do. This is Bang Bang. This is by Nancy Sinatra, and it's from the Kill Bill original soundtrack.
Check it out.
All right.
Musical Wednesdays. Okay, it's time for Musical Wednesday yet again, and we're going to do something old school again. And we'll review an interesting musical movie that was released in 1954, starring Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen. And the film was called White Christmas. Yes, it's about 2 guys, Wallace and Davis, who are stationed in Europe in the winter of 1944 in the middle of World War II. And they become great friends and they decide that after the war, they will become entertainers together. Great idea. And it all works out for them. And they now get this big deal on Broadway, and they get a letter from an old army buddy named Haynes, who wants them to audition his 2 sisters, of course, with 2 young, handsome guys and 2 elegant ladies. You know what's gonna happen. Love stirs up in the air. They're gonna pair up and live happily ever after. But of course, it doesn't work so smoothly because it turns out one of the sisters actually sent the letter and not Haynes himself. So they get to audition anyways. They get the parts and stuff, and wow, they develop a real romance. So here's the first song from the film. This is Rosemary Clooney singing Count Your Blessings. You know what? This movie is very old, so a lot of you might not remember it. But the most popular movie in 1954 ranking in over $12 million. That's a lot of money back in 1954. I know it doesn't seem like a lot compared to the amount of money that movies make these years, but $12 million back then was like $100 million today. So, in reality, it was very successful. And Bing Crosby was also one of the most prolific singers of his time and one of the best-selling artists of the 20th century. Yes, he was. And even if you have not seen this movie and you don't know anything about it, I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm 100% certain that you've heard this song before. Everyone's heard this song before. And this is the movie that actually made this song very popular. It originated from this movie. So here is Bing Crosby himself singing White Christmas. That was White Christmas by Bing Crosby himself. This has to be one of the greatest Christmas films and Christmas songs of all time, because who doesn't want a white Christmas? I know for people in the States that live in California on the West Coast, or people who live in like tropical climates, you guys don't get to experience the white Christmas experience. But it's such a great feeling to wake up on Christmas Day, even Christmas Eve, to have snow falling from the sky, looking up. It just feels so, surreal, you know, very, it feels like you're in a utopia of a winter wonderland. Yes, that's how it feels to me. And I love it because last year too as well, I had dinner and it started snowing outside and I actually teared up a little bit. It felt good. Yes, it did. But now with that said, it's time to wrap up today's show. I know what you guys are thinking. Brian, no, don't go, but I have to. I have another show today to film I'm pre-recording a TV show later on, so if that goes well. But anyways, right now I just want to make sure you guys stick around because 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun is next, so stick around for that. And tomorrow is Cray Cray Thursday, so Olivia will be in the studio with me. But today I'm going to play the last song for you guys for the hour, and this is Faiza's request. Yes. That's what we do. We play requests here. From the 2006 Korean film Daisy. And here's Hey singing Daisy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.